In a world where you can follow every recipe, map every street, and look up every fact, why is it that the one thing we all crave, authentic meaning, feels completely unfindable? We're a generation that's spiritually curious, but fundamentally allergic to dogma. Maybe you've walked into a church, a temple, or a mosque hoping to feel something, only to walk out feeling judged, bored, or just empty. You're not alone. The father of modern psychology, Carl Jung, saw this coming a century ago. He saw the religious institution, and he made a startling claim. One of the main functions of organized religion is to protect people against a direct experience of God. That's not a critique of God. It's a critique of the container. And if the container is broken, how do you find the actual spiritual electricity you're searching for? The core issue isn't a lack of faith, it's a crisis of authenticity. We are the spiritual but not religious generation. We read the self-help books, we meditate, we seek purpose in our careers, and we sense there is something deeper, something sacred within life. But traditional institutions feel like a relic. They feel like a place that demands belief, pistis, in a doctrine you don't fully understand, rather than encouraging knowledge, gnosis, through an experience you can feel in your bones. Jung watched his own father, a pastor, suffer through this exact dilemma. He saw a man who clung to the lifeless theological answers of the creed because the direct, undeniable encounter with the divine had been denied him. This became Jung's great psychological question. How do modern individuals find an authentic spiritual experience when the traditional framework has failed them? The problem, simply put, is meaninglessness. When the innate spiritual impulse is blocked, its powerful energy turns inward and becomes pathological, manifesting as neurosis, anxiety, and depression. You're not just stressed. Your neurosis might be a thwarted spiritual quest. The system designed to heal the soul is now making it sick. Jung saw the church not as the problem itself, but as a container that had grown rigid, blocking the very power it was meant to channel. Jung's solution was to bypass the institution entirely and return to the raw experience. He didn't want you to believe in God. He wanted you to know God as a psychological reality. Jung was clear. His critique wasn't aimed at destroying religion, but at rescuing its primordial source within the human psyche. He argued that in the modern church, the great religious symbols, the cross, the sacred stories, have become dead. They've been intellectualized or sentimentalized, stripped of their power to evoke a numinous, emotional response. For the early church, these were living, dynamic transformers of psychic energy. For us, they are often just empty, indifferent traditions. When the symbols die, the spiritual connection is severed. The institutional walls become so thick that they no longer mediate the experience, but block it entirely. This is the essence of Jung's critique. The church, in its effort to make the divine safe, had tragically made it absent. So, what is the experience that the church is protecting you from? It's what Jung called the Numinous. Drawing from the theologian Rudolf Otto, Jung defined the numinous as the core of religious experience, the mysterium tremendum et fascinans, a mystery that is at once terrifying and fascinating. This isn't a comforting Sunday school lesson. This is an overwhelming, uncontrollable experience of a reality that is wholly other than your ego. It is a powerful force from the deepest layers of your psyche, the collective unconscious, when an archetype is constellated. This numinous encounter is something that happens to you. It cannot be controlled by your conscious will. It shatters the ego's limited perspective. Jung knew this terror firsthand. As a child, he had a vision of God on a throne, and then a profound psychological event. From under the throne, an enormous turd falls upon the sparkling new roof, shatters it, and breaks the walls of the cathedral asunder. This vision was terrifying, but it was real. It forced him to confront a divine reality that was raw, paradoxical, and could not be contained by clean, orderly doctrine. The Church provides the creed to mediate the terror. Jung provides the path to the Gnosis. For Jung, the experience of the Numinous is not just a nice moment of contemplation. It is the real therapy. He claimed, "Inasmuch as you attain to the Numinous experience, you are released from the curse of pathology." Why? Because a direct encounter with the divine provides a new, larger frame of reference for life, making your previous anxieties and obsessions secondary. It reconnects the small, isolated ego with the larger, transpersonal reality of the self. This is the journey of individuation. It is the lifelong process of becoming a whole, undivided, unique being. It is the modern, self-directed pilgrimage that replaces the external path to holiness. It's the process where you courageously confront your shadow, the dark, disowned parts of your personality, and integrate it. The ultimate goal is the realization of the self, which is psychologically indistinguishable from the experience of the inner God. Your purpose isn't out there in a doctrine. It's in the demanding, terrifying, and profoundly meaningful work of internalizing the spiritual quest. So what does this mean for the millennial seeking meaning today? It means you have permission to be your own cathedral. Jung's work gives you a blueprint for modern Gnosis. The Church may have failed to provide the connection, but the connection itself is a psychological reality that cannot be destroyed. First, confront the shadow, not the sin. The pigsty of the soul, your addiction, your shame, your mistake, is not a place of final judgment, but a necessary confrontation with your own unintegrated shadow. You must accept the totality of your being, including your darkness, to find wholeness. Second, seek the numinous, not the creed. Stop looking for comfortable answers. Start looking for experiences that produce awe. They happen in the mundane, in the vastness of nature, in the power of great art, in the profound mystery of a deep, honest connection with another human, or through disciplined inner work like active imagination. The numinous is something that happens to you, not something you think up. Be ready for it. Third, the wound is the path. The journey of individuation is not a smooth climb. It's a struggle. It's wrestling with the inner angel, chuck demon of your own psyche until daybreak, like Jacob, and walking away with a permanent, humbling wound. A new name, a deeper truth. You do not emerge from this work unchanged. You emerge stronger, truer, and permanently marked by the profound encounter. You don't need a middleman for the sacred. The divine, the self, is an immanent, experienceable reality within you. Your anxiety is the signal that your soul's quest has been blocked. Your purpose is the courageous act of unblocking it. When asked later in life if he believed in God, Jung's famous reply was not, "Yes, I believe." His reply was simple, empirical, and profound. "I don't need to believe, I know. The knowledge is within you. The power is within you. The time for the inward pilgrimage is now."